Hey guys, Mike here with Marmalade Outdoors. How are you doing? Well, I've been wanting to make this video for quite a while now, and I thought it'd be a fun one to do, which is going over all my new gear for 2025. There might be actually some added things later, but I've been building up this, actually starting late last year, and this is middle of the year 2025. But it's my old new gear and my new gear, and it'll make sense and I'll explain that. But yeah, before we start, please consider subscribing. It really helps the channel. I'm gonna have some great summer adventures. So if you wanna watch the videos, subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell in the upper right if you wanna be notified as I post my videos. And hit the like button if you like this content. Let me know what you think about the video. Also, do you have some of the similar gear or something different? What's great about backpacking gear is it's all subjective. So I've tested, and like some of the things I'm trying out this year. I don't even know if I'll like them. I may not, but I'll be doing some pack shakedown hikes before I go. But really, I just wanted to kind of show you and hopefully give some people ideas if they're looking for similar things. So let's get on with the video. All right, guys, it's a little breezy, so hopefully it doesn't come through the speaker too much. But I have two items that I called new old gear, and what that means is I liked them so much that I bought them again. They were time to replace. And the first one is something that was, as far as I know, I think there might have been one other small thing, but besides I can remember anyway, I think it's the only thing that made it over 5 years of my PCT section hiking to finish the whole trail over 2,600 miles was my Thermarest, what do we call it? The Z Seat Zip Pad. And not only did I have that for 5 years on the PCT, but I took it on every single day and weekend backpacking trip in those 5 years. So that pad has probably done a lot, 6, 7, 8,000 miles of my almost 9 or 10,000 miles I've done. So it's done a lot of miles. I had it well before I started the PCT, and it's still in one piece, but it's pretty much flattened. It has no cushion. It still protects my rear end from the mud and stuff like that when I sit on it, but I got a new one. Sorry for hitting that. I forget about the speaker here. But yeah, so yeah, the Thermarest, this thing weighs 2 ounces, so I haven't saved really any weight from getting this. I just got the same one, but yeah, it's something I use every day on trail and multiple times a day. All right, the second new old gear item is my Enlightened Equipment Copperfield wind pants. Now, you may have seen me at camp or in the morning sometimes when it's really cold. These things are amazing. I know they look like a trash bag, but they are 2 ounces. They're actually quite pricey, but I'll show you my old pair. I got a new pair here, like I said. Here's my old pair. And the problem was I went one size bigger because they are baggy, but one of the first times I ever sat down on them, the butt ripped. So all these years I've had these for many years. I still wear them. They're ripped in the back. I wear them. There's a couple things. I wear shorts when I hike and when I sleep. So to help not get dirty, I wear my wind pants most of the nights, and that helps from getting my quilt and my air mattress dirty. It also gives me warmth on cold nights, and most nights in the mountains and on the trail get pretty cold. But yeah, that hole was pretty dang big, and it also helps me from mosquitoes. So if I sit around camp in the evenings or in the mornings or whatever, packing up, and when I get hiking, if it's really, really cold, I'll wear them in the morning until I get warmed up, and then I take them off. But what I like about them is there is a little waist belt cord, but it's just basically a cinch, and this is super big. So I went with just a bigger one. They're 2 ounces, so I didn't add or subtract any weight for this year. But real happy with this. I wore them once and they were perfect. So I'll be, like I said, doing some more hikes and try them out more. But these are great to have if you want to protect your legs from a lot of things. So as it worked out, I have 10 new items that are new pieces of gear for me, all for different reasons, things like that. I weighed everything. This took a long time to do. I had to weigh my old stuff, weigh my new stuff, and I'm going to try to give you I haven't done the math yet, but at the end of this, I'll show you the difference in the weight, like what I used to bring and wear or put in my pack and what I brought. I think it's going to be an increase of a little bit of weight. This is specifically, I'm going to be using most of this for the 5-day loop I'm doing in the Sierra to train, but this is mostly all what I'm bringing, specifically a couple things for the Colorado Trail and the weather and things they have there. So it's specific to that trail. So I'm going to incur a little bit extra weight, but it made sense to bring it to be safer and more comfortable. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the Flex Tail Pump. Now, this is the only one that I have kind of a problem. I have my personal car in the shop. It's been in the shop for months and months, and I got it back and it still wasn't fixed, so I gave it back. So I have a loaner, but I've having a hard time finding where the flex tail pump is. So if I can't find it as I get closer to the date, I'll buy another one. But if you know me at all, the only thing I ever complained about, and it wasn't a lot, but I complained a little bit on the PCT, well, actually all the time, about not loving to blow up my air mattress at the end of a long, hard day on trail with my mouth. And I know you can bring bags and other things like that, but I don't want to bring extra stuff that I don't need. But as I get older, and I just realized that the amount of effort after a 23 to 28 mile day wasn't worth just doing it. So I decided that I'd get the flex tail pump. It's by itself, and I'm going to show a picture of it somewhere, but it has a rubber, it comes with a bunch of rubber pieces, and you find the one that fits your air mattress. So between the two of those, it's 1.8 ounces. So I felt like, you know what, I'll go through my first aid kit and some other stuff, and I'll get rid of 1.8 ounces. That's not a big deal. So I felt like that was a good trade-off. I think I'm really going to enjoy that after a long day. The one time I used it, it took about just a fraction over a minute to fill up my air mattress. The other negative about blowing it up by mouth is you can get moisture in your mattress and get mold. So this will be better. And I've tried the big bags, the steel nylon bags you snap onto your air mattress and fill it with air and roll it up and squeeze air in. And I just frankly hate it. And one of the mattresses I had, the valve just kept popping off, so I couldn't, it was really hard to put air in it, and it was a pain in the rear end. So I think this is going to be great. And I've used it once on trail and I liked it, but I have to use it more to give you a better feedback. But yeah, so that's the one item I don't have with me. I'm still trying to find where it is, and if, like I said, I don't find one, I'm going to buy another one. All right, the second item is a new selfie stick I got on Etsy. It was like 12, 13 bucks. And thank you, Rick, for suggesting he has this one too. So if you guys have watched my channel, I do a presentation or a intro every morning when I'm on trail. And I talk about what the day is going to look like, and if I'm climbing, and how difficult the day is and all that. And I have a selfie stick kind of like this that attaches on the pointy end of my trekking pole, and I can hold it. And I like it being further, I can hold it in my hand, but I like it being further away because it shows a lot of the background behind me and what the landscape's like where I'm hiking. I've had mine for years and years and years. It's still holding up. I'm going to be using it for a little bit longer, but I may switch to this before the Colorado Trail if it fails, because it's getting ready to fail. And the company, I love them. They're called Stick Pick. They actually send me mine free, but they've gone out of business. So I can't order. I wish I would have known that. I would have bought about 4 or 5 of them. But anyway, so I like this because it's super light. I keep it in the waist belt of my backpack, and I can pull it out anytime and do a selfie. But yeah, if you're interested in this one, I don't have the name of the company, but it's on Etsy. You can just look up selfie sticks on Etsy. If you really want to know and you're really interested, comment below, and I'll put what the name of it's not a channel, but whatever their store's called on Etsy, I'll put that for you so you can search it. Okay, but yeah, so looking forward to eventually using this. All right, number 3 is very interesting. Also, my buddy Rick, I got to give you props for this. We always, when we find little goodies here and there, we help each other out and send the ideas to each other to possibly buy. But this one I got from Rick, and it's a Garmin inReach basically bracket. I don't know what else to call it. It's for your Garmin inReach satellite device, SOS device. So this thing, then how it works is, and I'm going to take some up close pictures for you, but basically this is made on a 3D printer. A guy makes them, and you can order the color you want of this part. Comes with some Velcro straps, and the main thing is when this is on, I've had this happen on mine, you guys. When this is on my backpack, it is bouncing around when I'm hiking, you know, I'm bending over and doing things. It has, I don't know if you can see this real quick, but it has a cloth strap here, and then it's screwed in the back. I haven't had time to even take this off, but it's already starting to, this is tearing. As this does this, even though this carabiner is very smooth, it's doing this, it's just working. And I had actually on one of my backpacking trips, I had it just fall off. It tore through eventually after like 4 years. It just fell on the dirt, and I had no way to hang it, at least on the trip. So I ordered another one. It was expensive. It was like 15 bucks for this little strap and this little thing with a screw. But I got it on there again. But I'm going to try something new. And basically what you do is, let me see if I can take this off real quick. So basically what you do is, this sits right on there like this. And I can't get it all the way seated there because I have the screws in the way that I showed you in the back. But this goes on there. You can put this over it if you want to keep it there. But what this does is this strap, these two straps right here, go around the front. You could just use one, I guess, but I'm going to use two so it's on my shoulder strap really well. And then these two Velcro straps go over it. When I weighed it, this whole thing only weighs 1.3 ounces, so it's very light, very small. I'm incurring a little weight, but I really think it's going to be good. It'll be steady on there. If I fall really hard or something, or it won't fall off of there and I won't lose it. So that's the most important thing. All right, guys, the fourth one is I'm changing, at least for this trip, my dirty water bag. So what's that mean? It's I carry water bottles in my backpack like this, but when I filter water, you never want to cross-contaminate your bottle, so you don't want to put this in the water source. You want a dirty water bag that only goes in the creek or lake or whatever. Put the filter on and filter into the bottle. So I am using one that I've used in the past, but I have a brand new one that was actually given to me by Knock. It's a 2 liter. I like 2 liters, and yeah, so it's a kind that just slides off the end like this, and you know, you put the dirty water in there, and it's pretty simple to use, and just slide it back on. So I'm going to use that. I did most of the PCT except for 1 year with this one. This is the Hydro Pack 2 liter, and I love it still. I may use it in the future, but I've got some pinholes in this one, and I was thinking, oh, I don't really need to order another one. I have a new one that I haven't used. This is called the Knock Vecto, by the way, the Knock Vecto. But yeah, so I'm just going to use that this year and see how it works. But I really enjoy this one. I'm not sure why I like it, but this one is a little more compact, and when you're not using it, it's pretty small. So that's the plan. I mean, nothing super crazy for it. I have a new one. I'm going to use it and then see how it works. All right, number 5 is not a huge change, but actually a little bit. And I told you my quest is always to get lighter, but also sometimes smaller and lighter, not always lighter. But I've had, well, let's just go. The company's called Leve, and I'll try to send a close-up picture of the company name here, called Leve, L-E-V-E Outdoors Company. And I think it's great. I got this idea from Brad. Thank you, Brad. And it is just getting my ultralight wallet smaller and lighter. So this is what it looks like. Look how little it is. It weighs 1/2 of an ounce. I'm not sure if there's any other way to say that, but 0.05. So that's all it weighs, and basically your cards stick out of it, your credit cards and money and stuff, and then this strap goes over and snaps, so it keeps it all in place, and that's the whole thing right there. I have and had a very ultralight one that is actually, let's see, 3 ounces. I think it's 3 ounces. Actually, no, I take it back. It's 0.4. So I'm only saying 1/3 of an ounce, but also much smaller if you look at the size of it. So again, sometimes it's the weight, sometimes it's the size, or both. So with that said, I'm looking forward to trying it out. I don't know if I'll like it or not. I kind of like having everything zipped up and protected in there, but I think this will work. I mean, at worst, maybe I could put a snack Ziploc bag over just to keep everything dry if I have my permit in there. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be trying this year. We'll see how it works. All right, guys, number 6 is one that's really important, and that is a new air mattress. So I got it. I've been on one trip with it, but I haven't used it enough to give you a defined opinion on it. But I have the Nemo all-season mattress. It's reddish orange on the bottom and kind of the darker light gray, kind of a light gray on top. And I did this for a couple reasons, you guys. I've been using the Thermarest Neo Air X Lite for years and years, and I've gone through a zillion of them because they're ultralight. The size I use is 16 ounces, so only 1 pound for an air mattress. It's a mummy shape, so it doesn't have corners, it's just rounded. But I'm gonna be honest with you, in general, I sleep horribly in a tent. So, you know, it's something to do the whole PCT in these trails when you don't sleep well and you don't rest and recover very well. Every once in a while I'm exhausted, I'll pass out, but it's just, I've never been really comfortable on this thing, and I've gone through a lot of them. And if you buy them at REI, you have a year to return them. But when I've been just past that, I've gone to the manufacturer, and I've had 3 or 4 over about 6 years that totally went bad, and they refused to warranty them. Refused. And it really pissed me off, because when I read their warranty, I fell under every single part of it, and they just refused and wouldn't give me a reason why. Just nope. So I lost respect for them, and so I'm willing to try this. Also, my friend, I'll give credit to my friend Dave, who's much smarter than me, but he just made a case about how it might be worth a few extra ounces. This is 19 ounces and this is 16, so I'm incurring 3 ounces more, but and I can shave that in some other areas of my backpack. But because it's a rectangle and it has corners, you have a lot more surface area to sleep on. And I always had to wrestle, even though I got the wide version of my air mattress, this one, I just was always fighting to stay on it and be comfortable in the center and all that. It was always a struggle. So this is the same width, but it has corners, so just the real estate feels much bigger. So I do a wide, which is 25 inches wide, and I do a standard length, which is 72 inches. Even though I'm 6'3", I am shrinking, but that's 75 inches. When you sleep in a fetal position, my toes don't hang off the end. But I'm trying to see if there's any other thing to tell you. No, I know the R values. So this has a higher R value, and that's part of why it's a little heavier. It's 5.4 versus 4.5. So almost, it's a little over 1 point higher than this one. So I get a little more warmer if it does get cold, so it'll be a little more comfortable. So I'm giving it a try. The one night I slept on it, I loved it. It's very comfortable, and that's about it. All right, the 7th one, and really the rest of them are clothing items. And you know, clothing can be exceptionally heavy, as you know. Part of this is functionality, part of it's weight. I'm actually incurring some extra weight on one of the items, but we'll go over that at the very end. But the 7th one is I have an Alpha beanie. So I'm excited about this. I used it one night on my last camping trip and it worked great. I'm gonna wear it more. It's very thin, you can almost see through it. But especially with a quilt, you know, my head is exposed, so I just sometimes on the cold nights I need a beanie. Some of my other ones, well, I'll show you this one. This one is, let me see what it weighs here. This is 0.3 ounces, so 1/3 of an ounce. I got this on Garage Grown Gear. They're very hard to get. I looked on there just recently and they're gone, either gone or just out, but I had to wait and wait. They make them in heavier thicknesses, but I wanted light and thin. I didn't want something super heavy. So this is good for sleeping in at night at camp, you know, in the mornings when it's cold and chilly. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that, using that one. And I've had this Cole one forever, and I've actually really liked this. It's 3.1 ounces, so I'm saving almost 3 ounces on this alone. So, you know, where I incurred 3 ounces on the air mattresses, I got it back on this. So, you know, it all kind of comes out even in the end. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this. It's just, like I said, I'm working on my gear slowly and just ounce at a time. All right, the 8th item is a Senchi Alpha 90 quarter zip pullover hoodie. So I'll show you what it looks like here. I had it all folded up for you, but that's what it looks like there. It's got the hoodie, got a quarter zip. Actually got a black and a green one there. And this is also a 90. What I'm using this on this hike is a little bit warmer. The bigger the number, the warmer it is. I have a 60 I've had for a while. This one also is not a zip, so it's a little lighter, and it's also an extra large. So it just has, this is a hoodie. You can see, you can almost see through it. I don't know how it looks on camera, but this is the one I've had for about 1.5 years, and really, really love it. It's one of the best pieces of gear I have. But the Colorado Trail is going to be a little colder, so I'm going to go with this 90, and I really like it. I like the color. This one is 6 ounces. They're very light, but it's also a double X, where this is 4.4 ounces, so 1.6 ounces less, but it's a smaller size and doesn't have a zipper, so it's very light for what it is. And it's really great for you guys. I don't know if you ever use Alpha material. It's amazing stuff. It keeps you warm, but then sometimes it breathes and keeps you a little bit cooler. I sleep in it sometimes if it's really cold. In the mornings, it's nice to wear, have a sun hoodie on, and then I'll put this on. And let's say I'm getting ready and it's a little chilly in the morning, but not freezing. And I'll pack up my gear and I'm just standing there where I'm not exerting and getting warm. Then when I'll walk down the trail with it, even if it's a half mile and I start to get warm, then I'll pull it off. But it's a great item. You just literally, when you're done with it, you don't have to fold it in your pack. You just stuff it in there. It doesn't wrinkle, you know, even if it looks a little bit smushed, as soon as you put it on, the wrinkles come out. So I really love Alpha material. It's pretty amazing stuff, super light. I think it's pretty durable. I mean, you have to be a little bit careful and not get it snagged too much depending on where you hike. But yeah, that's number 8. I'm looking forward to using this thing too. All right, number 9 is a rain jacket. Now, I'm gonna go backwards on this one. I've had the same Frog Togs Extreme Light. Actually, I tore one eventually and got a new one, but I've had 2, but I've worn the same kind 6-7 years. It's super light. It only weighs, this is a double extra large, and it weighs 9 ounces. It's super light. The negative is, you know, doing the PCT in a lot of the places I hiked, except for the long trail in Vermont, there's not much weather. It doesn't rain a lot. So I wanted the lightest, just easiest jacket to use and not carry a lot of weight because I wasn't wearing a lot. Well, the Colorado Trail has thunderstorms sometimes every day. I'm hopefully going late enough in August, September, I won't have much of that. But they have significant weather, and when you get into September, now you're just the early parts of winter. So I know I needed for this hike and others a more substantial jacket. So I got what's called the Zero Cloud 3L rain jacket by REI. So I was able to, from work, get a pro deal on this. So I got a really good price on it. You can see a theme of green. I'm going to be wearing a lot of green on this next hike. And kind of looks like this. You'll see like this. Has kind of a cool like two-tone. I don't know if you can see that or not, but yeah, so it has a nice hood there, and it's adjustable like everything. I'll take some close-ups of it. It's got waterproof zippers. It's got a pocket on the chest. You know, it's got everything you want. It's got pit zips. So it is 15 ounces. So this is the biggest increase on weight of any of my stuff that I'm showing you. I went from this one's 9 ounces to this one is 15, so 6 ounces more. But I think it's like if you do the Sierras, you carry a bear can. You incur the weight, but you have to in that case. But you know, it's something to keep the bears safe. In this case, I have to bring a more substantial rain jacket, so I'm bringing this, and I'm really excited about it. I haven't even worn it. It still has the tag on it because I live in Southern California and it doesn't rain very much. And honestly, we try not to go out in the rain if we don't have to. There's too many nice days to hike, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It also gives me, for me personally, I use my rain jacket for warmth. If it was a chilly day or stormy and I set up camp and it's chilly or windy and it's cold, I bring my rain jacket. That cuts, you know, acts as a windbreaker as well, so that I'm warm. I've slept on my rain jacket. It also helps me with mosquitoes. So I have the blood type that mosquitoes eat me alive, so having some kind of coverage over me besides maybe a sun hoodie really, really helps. All right, our 10th and final new piece of gear is one of the most important things. I think in your backpacking gear list, your backpack and your shoes are your most important things. If those are killing you, you're not going to be successful or have a good time or even make it. So I have new shoes, and I've been using the Ultra Lone Peak shoes forever. And I started when they were like the 1.5s or whatever they were. Now they're up to the 9s. But the 7s and 8s I did not like. I had the 7s when I finished the PCT and they gave me blisters, and I'm not a person, I have my socks and shoes situation right. I don't get blisters anymore. My feet are tough enough. But yeah, they were hurting my feet so bad and they were so uncomfortable. I felt like whatever they did when they were the 7s and 8s, they ruined them. But guess what? The 9s, I have a pair I've been using now, and they're great. So I ordered 2 more for to do all my hikes this summer. I get about 400 miles out of shoes. 400 miles out of shoes. So when I do the 50 miles in the Sierra, and I'm going to do 500 or so on the Colorado Trail at the, I think, 350 mile mark of the Colorado Trail plus the 50 miles I did in the Sierras, my shoes will be done. So I'm sending myself a new pair. But I got the Lone Peak 9s, and man, do I love them. I'll try to show you a couple extra pictures, but yeah, I got the all black, and they are super comfortable. Sorry guys, right in the middle of the video that I had half my stuff blown away, the wind's picking up. But yeah, so I really enjoyed them. They actually feel like I did one of my years in PCT with the Lone Peak 6s, and they were amazing. And then the 7s and 8s, I don't know what they did, but they screwed them up, but they're back to normal now. Plenty of room in the forefoot here. Yeah, so I feel like they cured everything, and I really like these. So I'm excited. The ones I'm wearing now that I've been hiking and I just love, they remind me of the old ones, so I'm happy about that. To show you what I was wearing, and hated them also. Last year, I did the High Sierra Trail and a bunch of backpacking trips and my regular stuff too. And because the Lone Peaks are so bad, I didn't want to buy them. So I tried the Olympus 5s, and they have Vibram soles and stuff, but they have a really super fat sole compared to like this. And they're not no drop. No drop means they're flat. These have a heel on them, and they're just, how do I explain it? They were very cushy and soft. Like when you stood on them, they were comfortable. But they did not fit my feet right. Lengthwise, I got this. These are both 12s and a half. I wear just under a 12, so basically a 12, and I wear a half size big on my backpacking and hiking shoes, just because your feet swell. I used to wear a full size, and they got too wishy-washy and loose. So these shoes were just brutal, and they were comfortable, but they were so loose. The heel cup was all stretched out. Thankfully I wore gaiters to kind of cover this so I didn't get too much junk, but it was like this was all loose, not even really around my ankle. I had to use, you can see there's laced, I don't know if you can see that, for runner's laces. My heel was just coming up when I was walking when my shoes were tight, so I had to do a runner's lace to keep my heel down, and it was just a pain in the you-know-what. So I didn't get blisters with them, but man, they just didn't fit me right. They were loose, and my feet are all over. It was weird. It was like wearing just loose sandals or something. But anyway, that's what I was wearing. So I'm really looking forward to hiking in these this year. I'm hoping, I think I should be fine and not have problems. But yeah, those are the Lone Peak 9s. All right, guys, that's it. I hope you like that. 10 new ones, 2 old new ones. What do you think? Like I said, it's subjective, right? So what I like doesn't mean you like it, but yeah, I'm excited about trying some of this stuff. Is a new version of old stuff, and some things are brand new, so I'm looking forward to it. Let me know what you think. Do you have the same thing or something similar, and why? It helps other people because people read the comments. And lastly, again, just follow along on my adventures this summer. I have a Patreon account. If you'd like to support the channel, you can support my channel as low as $2 a month. You can write it off if you want. You can opt in, opt out whenever you want, but it really helps the channel a lot. There's PayPal if you want to make a donation, things like that. So lastly, just subscribe if you haven't already. That helps as well. Like the video, puts it out to more people, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I have another video. So I gotta pack this all up and get out of here, but until next time, we'll see you down the trail. Bye.